Which fictional world would you live in? The one in my head. The best answer. The only answer. Sims 3. I mean, I can become a CEO, get married, and have 2 kids in 3 weeks, and die while trying to make spaghetti, or end up in a room with no door and stuck until you die, or a pool that you've been fenced into. Naboo from Star Wars. Peaceful no war, good economy. Trade Federation enters the chat. Our blockade is completely illegal. The culture. They have an absolute blast. Absolutely. If you were to live in Harry Potter world or Middle Earth, yeah, it might be cool to be a hero or a wizard, but you're most likely going to be some muggle or some boring jerk who gets killed by an orc just trying to farm or something. In the culture, every boring jerk has it made. Also, as Clark said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. You still get magic. However, you don't get disease or hunger, but you live for as long as you like and get to do and experience basically anything you want to. Post-scarcity is where it's at. Edit. They might recreate Middle Earth or HP in a sim or Hyrule, but with hidden tech just for fun. They built someone a lightsaber in one book just because it was cool. I believe in use of weapons. It shows there are fantasy worlds you believe you're actually in. They're just in your dreams when you sleep, and other residents are there as well. Yep. Zakal was spent a good while in a pirate simulator and became Pirate King. Hone or Discworld? Discworld. As long as it's not Ankh-Morpork. When you've tired of Ankh-Morpork, you've tired of ankle deep slurry. Neverland. Edit. Peter Pan's Neverland. Although I've never seen a stroopwafel in real life either. Getting harassed by bubbles. Nas, me and I are tight, don't worry about it. Stardew Valley. Seems chill. I just want to give a man a pomegranate twice a week until he's in love with me. Wait. That isn't how real life works. Fuck. I've been giving my boyfriend prismatic shards for no reason, then / update. Have discovered pizza and coffee are his loved items. Shell pendant to follow. Hallie is quaking. The Uglies world. I honestly wouldn't mind being brainwashed to be happy and bubbly all the time and super perfect looking. Yeah, with you. Also, I might read through this series again now that you mentioned it. I'm 23 and just read it a few months ago. Decent books, but I can definitely tell that I was not 23 when I read them the first time, and that I'm now 23. Same goes for Percy Jackson. Same. I reread some of those books from my teens, and while the writing feels dated, I love them just as much today. Uglies had me hooked to the idea of cross-country skateboarding, hoverboarding. That would be so cool. That was the most epic part of the book in my opinion. Star Trek. Life as an average citizen would be great as poverty was eliminated in the early 22nd century. Life on board a starship, however, would be awesome. We are probably in the Star Trek universe right now. The 21st century was filled with war and unrest in universe. Right on track for the Sanctuary Districts and the Bell Riots of 2024. Did we skip the eugenics wars of the 90s? Or was that what the Balkans were? Eugenics wars got rescheduled. On for next week. Weather permitting. I would live in Hobbiton. Yeah. Hobbiton seems chill. Good choice. Breakfast twice. I'd like that. It's my favorite meal. And no shoes. We've had breakfast. But what about second breakfast? I do that at hotels. Don't need to be in Hobbiton for second breakfast. But what about third breakfast? I'm down for Narnia, mostly for my never-ending love for Turkish delight. Edmund, is that you? Leg over a thing is awesome. Until you start to walk. And then you fall into a river. Hey, you/Windhive has fallen into the Lego City River. Build the new Lego crane with fish hook attachments and save the day. #HEYYY. If not the Star Wars universe, most definitely Hyrule. I would live in Breath of the Wild's Hyrule post-Calamity Ganon. You'd really want to be attacked one day by a group of ninjas who have a banana fetish? Who doesn't? Lord of the Rings. At the end of The Return of the King, living a peaceful life in the Shire would be rather swell. But still, the scouring of the Shire. Hobbits are peaceful and quiet until you mess with their peace and quiet. From pipe weed to pipe bombs real quick. Fosters home for imaginary friends. Pokemon having earthquakes and tsunamis because two kids battle what could be better to wake up when you're just about to catch your first Bulbasaur, but you're interrupted by an earthquake. The only region you can actually catch Bulbasaur in is Alala Island. Scan en route to on Fridays. In every other game, it is a gift. Starter from Oaken Red, Blue, Fire Red, and Leaf Green. Gift from a girl in Cerulean City if Pikachu likes you enough in Yellow. Potential gift from Oak after beating Red in HGSS. Sycamore after beating him in Xi. Or from Honey after clearing Mustard's first trial at the Isle of Armor in SWSH. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee let you catch them in Viridian Forest. Not to mention the anime had entire colonies of starters. It would be cool to live in Australia if it existed. I'm from Australia. Can confirm we don't exist. I'm also Australian. Can confirm this guy doesn't exist. Don't look for us. I'm also Australian. Can confirm this guy also doesn't exist. Definitely don't waste your time looking for us. You won't find anything. Another Australian checking in. The black stump doesn't exist. If you find it, do not go past it. There's nothing beyond the black stump. We are not hiding there because we don't exist. The Jetsons. I'm from the far off future of 2010. Checks calendar that says 2012. I get this reference. Animal Crossing carefree is the life for me. That's the first thing I thought when I read this question. Hungry? Shake a tree. No money? Shake a tree. Need some things? Shake a tree. Need an adrenaline rush? Shake a tree. Not a fan of periods? Shake a tree. Tom Nook up your ass about payments? Full Metal Alchemist for sure. It's one of the few anime where you can actually learn superpowers if you study and try hard enough. I would study my ass off to get a fire glove like Mustang. Ditto. Can't believe so many people are picking worlds where the cool stuff might happen to other people. 100% Pokemon. Don't mind me. 10-year-old kid with a motherfucking dragon. Bless. You'll also have to deal with terrorist teams taking over the world and legendary Pokemon trying to end the world every year or so. That's main character problems. I just want my Pikachu to surf. Toe in surfing with Squirtle. That means the world will be at the mercy of some 10-year-old kid who captured God. I mean, it worked so far. Azeroth. Some areas are war-torn, but there is some beautiful scenery. But what if you spawn in Goldshire? On the Moonguard server? You mean Pornshare? Anything G-rated. Certain pleasure are unavailable, but there's no torture and crap. Nah, the good stuff is just off screen. People are born there, right? Now as fuck me eyes are G-rated. So was Mufasa getting trampled by a shit ton of wildebeests. Also Nazi heinous. Futurama world would be pretty fun to live in. Good news everyone. To shreds you say. Adventure time. I mean there's people made of candy for crying out loud. There should also be massive levels of background radiation. It's all good. Finn seems to manage. I mean organisms do tend to develop a resistance to radiation over long periods of time. Especially generations. But if the radiation wasn't a problem I'd go with 000 to then try to become a wizard to get into Wizard City, which is probably the safest place in all of 000. There was an episode where the whole city got swallowed by a magic sucking entity. I suggest the train. Infinite loot and entertainment. Star Trek. That holodeck would be the shit. Star Trek is the future I hope for. Ethan Phillips from Voyager, Neelix, once said that Star Trek is preparing us for what the future will be like. Yeah, I mean, if our options are Star Trek or Mad Maximum, I'm really hoping for Star Trek. Parks and Recreation started off more realistic, but toward the end, it's definitely a more fantastical version of reality, where all socio-political problems have solutions that are moral, rational, and efficient, and people are willing to carry them out, or be convinced to carry them out, all within a week or so. So that, A. Does this require living in Indiana? She becomes the President of the United States. Nope, 2020 please. Elder Scrolls. It might be hard living, but the atmosphere is wonderful. Do you get to the Cloud District very often? Oh, what am I saying? Of course you don't. There's a nip in the air. Cold won't be good for my crops. You'll make a fine rug. Cat. Food wars. Can you imagine eating food so delicious your clothes go flying off, and if you're a chef you're also ripped as F? Just watched that anime with my girlfriend. Almost didn't end up watching it because of those parts before we realized why it was happening. Toontown from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.